it's Becky here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to scrapbook this large photo as part of one of the Pear Tree Cutfiles online challenges, which was to scrap a large photo and pair it up with one of their cut files. The papers I'm going to use are from the Echo Park Our Wedding collection, although here I show you the Simple Stories Wedding collection, which I didn't use the papers from that. And this is the cut file I'm going to use, which says Celebrate. This was one of the free ones from Pear Tree Cutfiles over their birthday celebrations during August. I've got the 6x6 paper pad from Echo Park here to choose a paper to back the cut file with. And I decided, having flicked through, to go with, we'll see in a minute, one of the green ones. I've got a couple of the embellishment packs from Echo Park, the ephemera, and I've also got these pearl brads, which I've had in my stash for a long time, so I decided to use them. I also got a lot of the Simple Stories wedding stuff. When my son and my daughter-in-law were planning to get married, I just ordered all the wedding stuff that had come out earlier this year. And I might use some of those bits. So first thing I need to do, having cut the cut file out, is take it off the mat, and which I did. I should have got my lifter out, which I didn't, the scraper, but managed to get it off without tearing it. And then it's a case of choosing which pattern paper to go behind it to back it. And I liked this, not the cars, but the green on the other side. And the way I like to back a cut file is to draw around the outside of the shape very lightly with pencil, and then fussy cut it out to stick on the back. So just show you doing a couple here. You probably all know how to do this. You've all done it in the past. So cutting this out with a pair of scissors. I won't make you watch the whole lot. I'm just going to show you how I do the C. So there it is being cut out. Flip the cut file over. Get some of my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, which is what I like to use. Remember to put another mat underneath so I didn't get glue on the mat that I'm doing my main layout on. Tiny little dots of glue all the way around the letter, and then put the cut shape onto it. Anything that hangs over when I've finished, I just get a craft knife or a pair of scissors and trim down. So off camera, I just completed the rest of it, and then it's on to creating the layout. So I decided I wanted the photo on the left and the word Celebrate on the right, but I felt that the photo needed backing before I put it onto that beautiful wood grain paper that's got all the flowers on. And I liked the pink, but I felt it just needed an extra layer, so I thought I'd soften it with some tissue paper. So popped the tissue paper behind the photo and trimmed it down. It was a bit floppy, but managed to get it trimmed down. I love this photo of Ben and Amy. My husband took it. We followed them out. We were the first two to follow them out of the church. And so we were in prime position to get a photo as they were leaving. And I just love this. So stuck the tissue paper on the back, then stuck it down onto the piece of paper to back it, and then put that all onto my 12x12 piece of paper. So the next thing to do is to decide which embellishments I want to use. I went through both the ephemera packs, picking out the bits that I felt would fit in. I didn't want to overwhelm the photograph. The photograph is and the word Celebrate. I really feel that the two main bits of this layout, and the photo is the star of the layout, obviously. But I felt it just needed some extra little bits and pieces. I loved the ephemera bit of the bride and groom, and I do definitely use that bit. Pulling out all the bits that have got the pink and the green on mainly for this layout. Ben was in a blue suit, but it doesn't actually show blue in this photo because they've got the light behind them. So I didn't need to pull any blue in on that. And obviously Amy's dress was white. Going through the second ephemera pack, just pulling out any of the bits that I feel were relevant, and I decided I'd make a little cluster up on the top left just to balance it, or otherwise it just all looked a bit right hand heavy. So pulled out a couple of bits to put up on the top there, and just had a quick flick through the paper pads, the small paper 6x6 paper pad, to see if there was anything I wanted to fussy cut. I felt I wanted some more flowers on this, so I pulled out this paper and decided to fussy cut some of these beautiful roses. to incorporate in this layout. So just picked, I think, half a dozen and fussy cut them out. I do enjoy fussy cutting, so I find it very relaxing. I was watching Handmaid's Tale whilst I was creating this layout, so do a bit of fussy cutting and watching a TV programme at the same time. So that was the first one cut out, and I won't make you watch the rest, but there were the rest. Put some foam on the back of the cut file so I could raise it up a bit and pop the embellishments underneath it. So having stuck all that foam on off screen, the next thing to do is pop some glue onto it and then pop it down onto the layout in the place where I want it. Just needed a little bit of pressure on it when I put it down to make sure that it's stuck. So moving the bits and pieces out of the way. And I wanted the E, the two E's, the R, the T and the exclamation mark to be on the edge of the paper so that the pink didn't actually show through. So having stuck that down, it's now a case of putting all the embellishments into place. I wanted those flowers tumbling down the page from just above the C and down and across. So just laying those flat with a little bit of a tape runner on the back of them. And then having done that, I decided to work on the cluster down in the bottom right. Put a couple of the flowers down here to carry on that theme of the flowers tumbling down. And then having done that, it was a case of choosing which of the ephemera bits to put in and where. As I say, I love that bride and groom, knew that was definitely going to go in, and popped that over on the right hand side there. But I wanted to raise that up just to get a bit more dimension on the page, because everything so far is paper, and so it needed something just to give it that little bit of to put a shadow behind it. Liked this little ephemera piece of church as they were coming out of the church in this photograph, so tucked that in underneath one of the flowers, and then just stuck down that little piece underneath the bride and groom. Had a look at the sticker sheet then to see if there was anything on the sticker sheet I wanted to use. I love these two little birds on a branch and was going to stick it on the flower. Decided it didn't show up enough, so in the end stuck it over on top of the E, and I actually really like it up there. Really like how that looks. And then there were a pair of rings here, so popped them on the bottom of the E, and they just needed a little bit of foam to raise them up as the cut file was already raised, so just to get them to sit nicely. Only looking for small things on from the sticker sheet to go on here. Quite a lot of those were big, and I just needed some small bits just to finish it off. So a little flower there which just tucked in nicely on top of the rings. Now working on the cluster top left, I felt that the ephemera piece I had here, which was wood grain, because it was going on to quite a dark bit, just needed a shadow round it or something a little bit lighter. So chose this pink from the 6x6 paper pad. Doesn't actually notice too much on the screen here, but in real life it really makes the ephemera piece stand up or stand out really well. I also popped a piece of foam on the back of it again to give it a little bit more dimension. So having stuck that down, it was a case of what do I need now just to finish it off. So back to the sticker sheet and found a little flower which I tucked in underneath the embellishment. Barely shows, but it does look nice. Clearing the desk up now just to see, and I found that I'd missed one of the flowers that I'd fussy cut out, so popped some glue on the back of that and stuck that down. In fact, that was just what that needed. Onto the Simple Stories Puffy Stickers. These are gorgeous, these Puffy Stickers, and so I thought I'd incorporate some of these into this layout. That one says, I think it says just married. I can't really see on my screen. No, it says so very happy. So I stuck that down, then had a look through the Simple Stories sticker book as well, because I wanted a couple of tiny word stickers. Chose a couple to go on, which I put one down at the bottom, which I can't read on my screen. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. And then I had to look through to see if there was anything else I wanted. And in fact, didn't choose another one. I felt it was enough. Trimming off the bits that were hanging over the edge of the layout. and deciding if I want anything more. And of course I'd forgotten about the brads, so the brads came out, and then it was a case of popping them into place. They looked really nice, because the back of Amy's dress had pearl buttons all down the back of it, so those mimicked the back of her dress, which really sort of tied everything together. So there we are, the last one going in now. Sorry about the colour change there. The sun was going in and out, and I work in my conservatory. Normally the light's pretty good. Back to the Puffy sticker sheet, and they have some little hearts on there, which I decided to grab some of those just to pop on as finishing touches in a few places. The problem is with starting doing all the layouts now for the wedding, I keep thinking, oh no, I must save this. Oh no, I must save this. I'll save this one for the next layout. And I don't want to be left with loads of ephemera pieces at the end, so I must stop hoarding and start using. A little bit of Heidi Swap Colour Shine in gold, just sprinkling it over to give it a little bit of shininess. So that's the last little bits of Heidi Shine going on, mopping up a couple of bits where it blobbed a little bit too much. And that's the layout finished. Thank you for joining me today. If you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe. You can see close-up shots of this layout on my Instagram, which is Becky Insta Creative. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.